I think most of us would like to think that had we been adults, had we been able to be engaged in the defining battles that shape American history, whether it was standing up for religious minorities, the Jehovah's Witness, Jews facing anti-Semitism, Catholic immigrants to this country, or whether it would be standing up during the 50s and 60s on behalf of racial equality, marching in the South, working to end desegregation in the North. Had we been of age during those battleground times, we would, I think most of us like to think, certainly now, or even people who are older looking back, that we would have spoken out, that we would have done the right thing, that we would not have gone along with the prejudices of the time, we would not have treated people that we saw before us unfairly. And we would not have just acquiesced in the voices that came from the pulpit, that came from politicians, saying that discrimination is okay, that it's necessary, that it's the right thing to do. I think all of us would like to think, certainly with the clarity of looking back and having learned something, that we would have stood up and we would have done the right thing and our consciences would have awakened, and at a crucial moment we would have done our part to make it a better world. Well, we're at another moment like that today. And as Americans, we happen to live in a society where we don't even have the excuse that it's somebody else's fault, because ultimately the government of this country flows from us. We elect the politicians. We create the climate that enables them to rise and do the right thing when they vote, when they lobby, when they work. We are the ones who, by conversations with our neighbors, create the understanding that communicates to our young people, that communicates to our peers, and that communicates to the decision makers that we ought to treat people right, that we ought to stand by American values such as equality and justice and the pursuit of happiness. And if we allow those things to be eroded, if we allow others to treat others wrongly, to discriminate, we're part of the problem. And just as I think we would all like to look back on the epic battles of the 50s and the 60s and the women's struggle for equality, that all of which struggles continue to this day because those struggles are never over, I think we would all like to think with those that we would have done the right thing. Well, 20 years from now, 30 years from now, we should all be thinking now, how do we want to look back on our action today? Did we take action? Did we stand up? Or did we remain silent or acquiescent, or were we part of the problem? And so as Americans, we have a special opportunity and a special obligation to get in there and end discrimination and make this country what we want it to be, and to pass that on to our children, our nieces, our nephews, and the next generation.